ॐ गुरुरेव घति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरो मम पाहि गुरो सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेदमपेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेतः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are seeing Srimad Bhagavada Purana and we are seeing Canto 7 in it. And in my last video, we saw that Hiranyakashipu, he inflicted a lot of punishment, cruel punishment, to kill his own son Prahlada. But nothing affected Prahlada. The soldiers of Hiranyakashipu, they just stuck him with the trident. He rolled them, the soldiers, they rolled them from the top of the mountain. They put Prahlada in the fire, they put him in water, but nothing affected Prahlada because his mind was completely absorbed in Bhagavan. He didn't realize it itself. More than hurting Prahlada, there was not even a single scar on his body, on his physical body. His mind was completely absorbed in Bhagavan Sri Hari. So all the time he was chanting Sri Hari, Sri Hari. So nothing affected him. Seeing this, Hiranyakashipu and even his soldiers and all the ministers, they got confused and perplexed and they were so depressed. How to kill this boy? There is no other way. How to kill him? So they all waited for their guru, Shukracharya, to return from the tapas. So in the meantime, Prahlada was sent back to the Gurukula and the teachers there, the teachers were the sons of Shukracharya only. They taught him and as well as the fellow students about the worldly lives, how to achieve anything in the worldly life, how to win over the enemy. Like this, they taught all that asuric lessons. But Bhakta Prahlada, he didn't like any of this. All the time he was thinking about Bhagavan Sri Hari, completely absorbed in Bhagavan Sri Hari. And the teachers also did not care for it because they were all waiting for Shukracharya to return from the tapas. So whenever Prahlada got time, whenever the teachers went outside or whenever he got time, he advised the fellow Asura students also about the importance of worshipping Bhagavan Sri Hari. Prahlada said to his fellow students that to get this human birth itself is very, very rare. When one gets that human birth, how long we live, no one knows. So even from the very young age, one must worship Bhagavan Sri Hari, devote our entire life towards Sri Hari. So the students ask, so what about the worldly achievements? The worldly achievements any person will get according to their prarabdha karma. If they have done punya, then all that good things will come in their life. If papa karmas are done, then some not that good life they will get. So all that will come automatically according to their prarabdha karma. One should not waste any time for it. And it is so easy to worship Bhagavan Sri Hari because he is the Antaratma soul of all the beings. He is a very good friend, a very good mentor, everything. So worship Bhagavan Sri Hari always. And he said that a person, when he get this worldly enjoyments, that is when he achieve any worldly success, he want that success to enjoy the bliss of it, to enjoy that success and the happiness feeling of it. When we serve Bhagavan Sri Hari, we get that bliss million times. What we get by satisfying these worldly desires is just a speck of it when compared to serving Bhagavan Sri Hari. We get all that by serving Bhagavan Sri Hari itself. And he said that, think that suppose a person live for 100 years. Half of his life, that is 50 years of his life, is gone in sleep. Sleep means in darkness and ignorance. Then the rest of the period, nearly 20 to 21 years, is gone in youthful play, ignorance and all that, young age. So we do not do much in it. The last 20 years to in old age. So many will have the disease and all that. So the time we get to worship Bhagavan is very, very limited. So worship Bhagavan, the rest all will come automatically. Worshipping Bhagavan is the supreme thing. So my dear friends, you all of you worship Bhagavan Sri Hari. People are living in this world without understanding the purpose of their existence. They just live to enjoy life. It is not for this we have come. We have to worship Bhagavan. In the meantime, maybe we can enjoy. So concentrate on Bhagavan, Bhakta Prahlada said. Before one's attachment takes deep root in this worldly life, worship Bhagavan. It is so easy to worship Him. So forgetting all the worldly life achievements, worship Him. Some people, in order to attain fame or power or wealth or money or position, they disturb others and they attain that. Even when they attain that in that way, that is short lived. Everything in this world is temporary. And moreover, they have to experience the repercussions of that act also. So just worship Bhagavan Sri Hari. My dear Asura students, my dear friends, shun all the association with this Asuric people and all the worldly life and worship Bhagavan Sri Hari. And Bhakta Prahlada said that, नह्यच्युतं प्रीणयतो बह्वायासो असुरात्मजाः आत्मत्वात् सर्वभूतानां सिद्धत्वादिह सर्वतः. So it is Bhagavan Achyuta, that is Bhagavan Sri Hari is our innermost soul. So it is very easy to practice bhakti towards him. At the time of creation, Bhagavan created all this by using his power of Yoga Maya, and he manifested himself as many. So what all we see in this world is his manifestation. It is Bhagavan only. He has manifested taking different forms. So please do not encourage enmity towards anyone in this world, because we are then fighting with that manifestation of Bhagavan, showing our enmity towards the manifestation of Bhagavan. However cruel or however good that person may be, please do not encourage any type of enmity towards anyone. And Bhakta Prahlada said that Bhagavan will be very happy with that only. So we will attain him very soon. And the fellow students, his friends, they asked Bhakta Prahlada that, Prahlada, where did you get all this knowledge from? And Prahlada said that, I got this knowledge from sage Narada. And sage Narada was instructed this knowledge by Rishi Narayana of Narayana. Rishi Narayana instructed this knowledge to sage Narada, and sage Narada instructed this to myself and my mother. And he said that incident that how he instructed this knowledge. Once, when my father went to do tapas in the Mandara mountains, he went to do tapas. At that time, the day was thought that my father died. He was killed or he died of some disease, etc. He died. And so the Devas invaded the Asuric settlement. The Indra Deva and all the other Devas, they invaded all the Asura homes. They took off their wealth. They drove off the Asuras. They dragged the Asura woman. And like this, they did all the atrocities. And like this, Indra Deva also invaded my father's palace. At that time, my mother was alone. So he dragged her out of the palace and he dragged her all the way. At that time, sage Narada intervened and asked him that, "What are you doing, Indra? She is another man's wife. You do not have any right to drag her like this." And Indradeva said that, "Astesya jhatare viryam avishahyam suradvishah asyatam yavat prasavam mokshahirta padavim gadaha." This woman, he is the wife of Hiranyakashipu. She is having the seed of an Asura in her womb. She is pregnant. So as soon as that Asura child was born, when he is born, I will leave this woman free. I will leave her free. Mokshe, I will leave her free, but I will kill that Asura child because one Asura is killed. So I will kill the Asura child and leave this woman free. Till then, I will hold her as captive. Like this, Indradeva said to Sage Narada, and Sage Narada said, "Ayam nishkilbishaha." The fetus inside the womb is nishkilbishaha, sinless. Sakshan Mahabhagavato Mahan Tvayana Prapsyade Samsthamanantanucharo Bhalim. And that child is a great bhakta of Bhagavan. He is a great Bhagavata. He is a great bhakta. So you cannot destroy him, Indra. Like this, sage Narada said to Indra. And Indra immediately, Indradeva, he worshipped my mother, circumambulated around her, and he went away. And sage Narada, he took my mother to his ashrama. There, my mother served the rishi in a very right way, cleaning the ashrama, cooking food for him, and all that. He was so pleased by that right service of this lady, even though she was an Asura woman. My mother was so humble, and she was a great devotee also. So Sage Narada liked all the ways of my mother, and Sage Narada imparted the Bhagavata Dharma to my mother, and he also imparted the enlightenment, the path of enlightenment to my mother. And after my birth, my mother left that place, and when she came to the ashram with my father, she forgot all that knowledge about the Bhagavata Dharma or about the Atma Vidya, everything she forgot. But I remember all that. Everything is so clear in my mind. My dear Asura friends, I will teach that Atma Vidya to you, he said. And Prahlada, Bhakta Prahlada, he taught that Atma Vidya to his fellow students. And he said that this body, it undergoes 6 types of transformation. That is birth, existence, growth, maturity, decay, and death. But the Atma inside this body, it is completely different from it. It is undecaying, it is changeless, it is birthless, it is complete pure awareness. So this Atma is entirely different from this body. Body will decay after some time, but that Atma is unchanging and it is eternal. Bhagavan, he manifests this world out of using his Yoga Maya. And one must leave the feeling, actually a person is this Atma, but he wrongly identifies that I am the body and I am the mind, and because of that only all these difficulties come to a person. And he said that Ashto prakritayah proktastraya eva hi that gunaha vikara shodashacharyam pumaniga samanvayat. From that Maya, first came the Prakriti, then the Mahat Tattva, then the Ahankara, then the five Tanmatras. The five Tanmatras are the subtle form of the five elements. And from this came the 16 categories, that is the 10 sense organs. The senses, the 10 senses, the five senses of knowledge and the five senses of action, and then came the mind, and then came the Panchabhutas, that is the five basic elements. So altogether, these 16 categories came from Prakriti, and this is the evolutes of Prakriti. By this combination only, all the forms in this world are made. All the forms, whatever form it may be, it is the different combination of this 16 categories of Prakriti, or the 16 evolutes of Prakriti. And this body and mind are formed by this combination of these evolutes. And the Purusha is entirely different from these evolutes of Prakriti. Its nature, its way, everything is completely different. And a person exists, this jiva, it exists in the three states of existence, in any one of the three states of existence. That is, one of the state is the Jagrat Avastha, the waking state, Sushupti Avastha, deep sleep state, and the Swapna Avastha, dream state. So the jiva resides in any one of this state throughout its lifetime. And these three states are the modifications of the buddhi, that is the intellect. And but the Atma is not disturbed by any of this. It is not disturbed by the three states of existence, or it is not disturbed by the evolutes of Prakriti, or it is not disturbed by the Mahat Tattva or Ahankara or anything. It is a pure Atma. The jiva, which is the reflection of this Atma, has to identify with the Atma, but instead the jiva identifies with the evolutes of Prakriti or the products of Prakriti, and that's why it is so confused. And one can make the jiva realize its own nature, then that is the liberation, that is the mukti, but one has to experience it. Not this intellectual knowledge alone is not enough, one has to realize it. And to realize it, one can take any way. By one can practice yoga, or one can practice jnana, or any way one can practice, but practicing Bhagavada Dharma is very easy. Prahlada said that practicing Bhagavada Dharma is very easy and it comes naturally to any person, because we all love anything. We all love the worldly life. Instead, if we turn that love towards Bhagavan, that is bhakti, and you can worship Bhagavan by any one of these. That is, we have to be completely attached with Bhagavan with any one of these methods. That is by kirtana, or by singing about the glories of Bhagavan, hearing about the glories of Bhagavan, doing puja to him, doing archana to him, doing seva, that is service to him, worshipping his feet, completely surrendering towards him. So any one of this way, or like any one of the ways of bhakti, we can follow and completely attach with Bhagavan, so that we will come over ignorance. And this is the state of bliss, of oneness with Brahman. So one has to attain it in their lifetime itself, because as I said, the lifetime is very short. Half of the lifetime is spent for sleep and ignorance and in darkness. The rest half, 20 years gone for the youthful stage, last 20 years in old age. So when we have only a very short period, said Bhakta Prahlada, and he said that न धान्यं न तपो निज्या न शौचं न व्रतानि च Priyate malaya bhaktya hariranyad vidambanam. We cannot attain that unity with Bhagavan by charity, by dhanam, or by tapas, by severe austerity, or by sacrifices, or by purificatory rites, or by any type of vrata, vows, or anything. We have to attain Bhagavan only by love towards Him. That is the one of the easiest way. So please, my dear friends, my dear Asura friends, practice one pointed devotion towards Bhagavan Sri Hari. Only that is good for your life. Or whatever it may be, attaching towards the worldly life, or having enmity towards everyone, that will not benefit all of you in any way. So, my dear Asura friends, cultivate that one pointed devotion towards Bhagavan Sri Hari, and do not have enmity towards anyone in this world, because they all are the manifestations of Bhagavan. Like this, Bhakta Prahlada said to his fellow classmates, that is his Asura friend, and whether the Asura children listened to it or what did they do, I will continue in my next upload. Om Namo Narayana Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.